what's in the box. Hello and welcome to my brand new channel, Bug Rounds. My name's Sam, or as some of my colleagues at work call me, Bugman Sam. So if you're just here to witness the unboxing of these bugs here today, please feel free to skip along the video. But if you want to know what the future of this channel is going to hold for you, then stick around. So first off, I am an invertebrate hobbyist. So I like to collect, learn about, and when I feel comfortable that I've got enough knowledge, I will also breed certain types of invert. Now, I am by no means no expert. I've been doing it for a few years, but I'm still nothing like the professionals out there. And I just want to let you know that even them and myself do make mistakes. So should I give out any false information in any of my videos, then I just want to apologise first off now. I will never ever intentionally do that. I will also always warmly welcome positive criticism on what I've done wrong, how I can improve on that and correct it in the future. There is one thing though that I can guarantee I'm going to mess up on, and I will do it today, is scientific name pronunciation. I am awful at getting those right. But you know, in time we'll learn, and we can learn that together. We can laugh about it when I said something stupid, and we'll work from there. So what is expected from my channel? Well, I'll tell you, we are going to cover things like care sheets, enclosure building, 3D background making, enclosure setups. We'll be doing walks into the UK woodlands to try and find some of the wild insects out there and study them, look at their behaviours and so on. And also, if this channel is a bit of a success, which I'm hoping it would be, we will also do UK giveaways. Now I say UK because I'm only comfortable at the moment in dealing with posting especially live inverts and things to the UK, but we may move on to Europe in the future. We're just going to see where this channel goes. Anyway, I won't bore you anymore. Let's get to the unboxing. Okay, first of all, I just want to apologise if you hear any banging or drilling. Just by coincidence, there's a renovation going on just below me. You could probably hear that right now. So, yeah, I apologise for that, but we're just going to have to work through it the best we can. Now, I have taken the envelope off prior to this, but that's just because it had my address on it and personal information. I don't particularly want to be sharing that with the world. Now, I've lost my cool knife, so we're going to have to go with some scissors here, and I'll have to be really, really careful as I go along. So, this order is from Bugs UK. I will be doing orders from other companies as well. Bugs UK is run by a gentleman named Martin. I have bought from him before and been very happy, so hopefully you'll be equally happy this time. The order was placed to be sent out yesterday and arrived today, and has done so. Now, Martin actually got into the hobby, well, into the breeding side of the hobby exactly the same as me. In 1998, I think it was, he started breeding stick insects, which then hit off to doing everything else. It's exactly the same as me, just mine was much later in life. Right, I think we're going to be okay now. I will be doing the close-up shots in a moment, but I'm going to open this. I'm going to have a quick look in there and decide in which order I'm going to show my inverts to you. Now, already by the looks of it, it's incredibly nicely packaged. I'm not going to tilt the whole thing, but you might be able to see some in there. It's got the bubble wrap, it's got the shredded newspaper, very nicely compacted in. You'll be able to see as I'm pulling it out now that he's using a really good amount here, and it's good for insulating as well. I just got to be careful not to pull out any of the bugs. Oh, I can see some. Now, I will actually be going through each one individually with you in a moment, but I can quickly add this one on now, because this is one I was going to show you first anyway. This is just the boring part of the order. This is a springtail culture Now, springtails are minuscule little bugs. You probably won't even be able to see them. I can try and do a close-up for you in another video. They're basically what we in the hobby call the clean-up crew. So anything with a substrate base like that, they will eat plant matter, fungal spores, any of the nasties in the poo from the insects, anything like that, and they just help keep the environment clean for your inverts. Now I'm just going to get the others out and then we'll cut off to showing you. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm already getting excited now. 1, 2 and 3, and last but not least, number 4. So we've got 5 things in total, including the springtails. Right, shall we have a closer look? Okay, so this is an African twig mantis. The Latin name, which I'm probably going to pronounce wrong here, Popa, Spurca, Crassa. If somebody knows a way of explaining that better, please do so. Now, this is just going to be a nymph, and he's actually, or he or she, it's not sexed yet, is going to be on the lid. Right. Ah, beautiful. Not sure how well you can make him out. Again, I'm just going to refer to it as a him until it's been sexed. There. Now, for those of you that have never kept a mantis before, they are cannibals, and they quite like to live alone. It's not going to be depressed by living on his own at all. And although there are some communal species out there that people do keep together, they're never 100% happy to be communal. So what I mean by that is, if they're not supplied the right amount of food, they will just turn on each other in a heartbeat and eat one another. However, certain species that people do keep communally, if fed enough, are generally happy. Right, see, it's going to climb now because it doesn't want to really be the right way up, so I'm not going to do it for too much longer. Now, I've only got a temporary enclosure for now. Well, I do have a full one, but I can show you housing that another time. So what I've done at the minute is, this is an old plastic jar, bit of substrate in, and some twigs for it to climb. Now, like I said, this is only temporary. It will be getting a better enclosure. It can actually be in something more shallow than this to start with, but this is the best that I had at the moment. So we'll see if we can get it to come on to me. Come on. There we have it. There. Beautiful. So I'm just going to house it in now. I don't want to stress them out too much. We will do a feeding and rehousing video of it on a later video. So we'll move on to a new one now. I'm just going to pop him in there. Oh, he's just having a clean. So he seems happy, seems calm. Other mantids I have purchased before were very skittish, and I expected this one to be too, but seems quite happy. Oh no, he just wants to climb. It's alright, buddy, you can climb me if you want to. There we go. Not sure how well you can see that. Okay, now I'm going to pop the lid on, which has a bit of mesh onto it, so it's got a molting platform, which is very important to have for these, but we will do a care video another time. Yeah, well, we'll move on now. Okay, the next one up is this little package here. Let me just take the tape off. Now, these are actually roaches. And even better, they are a type of hissing roach. Again, I haven't got a clue how to pronounce this name, but we'll give it a go. Where is it? Gromphadorhina oblongata. I haven't got a clue, but their common name is the wide-horned hissers. Now I know, going back a fair few years, these were actually rare in the trade. I don't know the reasons why they became so rare in the trade, but apparently they're still a little bit uncommon now, although I do know people through the social media that keep these, and quite a lot of these, so perhaps they are much easier to get hold of now. These roaches can climb. I've had ones that don't, but this is not their enclosure. This is just something so I can show you. Let's have a look. Now then, these aren't small. You see? Now this, come on. Do you hear that? Now that is why they're hissing roaches. You see? Now the males have these little horns on the head, that's why they're called the wide-horned hissers. Now they actually do use these as a sort of territorial ritual, where they will basically use it in a dueling fashion to win over females. Now the females, they won't have these bumps on their heads. Yeah, cool, aren't they? Now they do have these little sort of spikes on the legs. It's just really a gripping, just used for gripping, and it can do so there. Quite happy now. I mean, they don't particularly like to be handled, so we won't do it for long. There is no real invert out there that likes to be handled. But I've got one for you to see. You'll see me rehousing these in another video, so you can have a better look then. Just pop it back down there. Go on. Oops. Cool. Right, let's move on. Okay, right guys, we're going to have a complete change of quality, and I'm hoping the audio is going to be good enough. I've switched from my camera to my phone, purely for the fact that the phone can focus in better, like macro wise, than my incredibly expensive camera can. So this here, again, I'm going to pronounce this completely wrong probably, Scolopendra Mutilans, perhaps. It is the Chinese red-headed centipede. Now this is a baby. You can see it just there, look. And the good camera that I've got couldn't actually focus at all on that. Now just to add, I will never ever be handling a centipede, so do not ask me to do so. To do that is just stupid. They are venomous, and they also do hide quite a lot, so we won't see too much footage of this little guy or girl here. But that's the reason I got one so tiny, is so that on those rare occasions where we do get to see it come out and feed, you can be a part with this channel of watching it grow up. Now these do get much bigger than this. They're not like the little UK centipedes. I couldn't tell you exactly how big they get, but they're quite girthy too. They are like giant centipedes. Not the biggest you can get by far, but still pretty cool. So I've got to be careful rehousing these. These are escape artists, so I'm going to be putting it in a temporary enclosure for now, which is just in here. My partner is going to be holding my phone, which is very nice of her. You will see her in another video as well. I'm just trying to see where he is. There he is. So that's the lid off. Now I'm not going to be touching him with these. I'm just going to be moving some of the sphagnum moss in there to encourage him out. He's actually a little bit longer than I thought. I don't know if this will focus on. You can see his body part there. Just going along this bit here. So you probably won't be able to see this part very well. In fact, even with one so small, I don't really want to risk anything. So sorry, I've got glare on his enclosure so I can't see. Oh, and he's moving. I think he's gone to the bottom, but he hasn't come out. But they're very, very fast. Most people actually do these over a bath, well, especially when they're larger. Just gonna again, I'm not pulling on the centipede at all, just the substrate. Okay, he's now in. Let's just try and turn this so you can see. Sorry guys, I'm just having a closer look myself. Bit blind. I don't know if you can focus in on him there. It's just down here. You can see where the name comes from with the red head. We'll get some better footage when he's bigger. If you see the little things crawling around in there, they aren't mites or anything to worry about. They're actually some of the springtails that I have placed into the enclosure to keep it clean. Yeah, so we will watch him progress and grow, and you can see it when I put him into his actual home. So that's for that one, and now we'll move on to the very last. Okay, so we're going to be doing our final opening of today. These are the Anthia Sexmaculata, which are Egyptian predatory beetles. Now, these again are not going to be for handling. They do bite, and I really do not want to get bitten by one of these. Again, this is just opening to keep it safe if they scurry out. This is not going to be an enclosure setup for them. Now this one's right at the top, so I'm a little bit concerned here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so there's one, and the other, I think, is just behind here. Look. Now there's been some debate onto whether these can be housed together or separately. I'm presuming they would actually be fine together providing they've got enough food source. I've seen others, especially other YouTubers, keeping these together and they have been perfectly happy. So we'll try that, but if I see any aggression I will try and house them separately. These are completely flightless beetles, so we don't have to worry about them flying out and biting me there. Just going to try and get some better views for you. We got a nice close up there. Haven't got a clue how to sex these at all. If anybody does know, feel free to comment on that. When it comes to breeding, I will not be breeding these purely because I don't know how. A lot of people have failed on these. I don't know whether this is true or not, so maybe someone could let me know. I've heard that their larvae feed off ants' larvae in the ants' nests and then emerge from there, and that's why people haven't been so successful. But yeah, if you let me know that would be great. It's my first time keeping these. I know very little about them apart from what I have read.
I always do my research before I buy, but it's nice to get information off other people. And I'll show you their enclosure setup when it's done. Thank you. Okay, so that's all the unboxing today. I want to thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. So, as I said earlier about naming the insects that we got today, now there's probably no point really naming the roaches as such, but you are still welcome to put your ideas of a name for the centipede, for the mantis, and for the predatory beetles. Now, to announce a winner, I'm actually letting my partner choose the winner. To do so, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, give it a quick like, and then just comment on what you want the names to be. So you can do it however you want. You can say, I want to name the beetles such and such, or you could put beetles with a semicolon or whatever it's called, and put the name on there. And she will be choosing the winners from those, and we will stick to those names from then on. Probably better to pick yourself neutral names because nothing is sexed yet. When the mantis is a little older, I'll definitely be able to sex that one. But if you want to name it a boy's name, it turns out to be a girl, that's still fine. I'm still going to keep the names there. Now, I know this video was quite long. They're not all going to be this long. It was just because I had to do an introduction to you as well. I know there's been a few, can't think of the word now, minor issues as it were with this. We had some focusing issues. Right now it's a bit sketchy because I'm holding a phone. I found it to be a lot easier than my camera. I know the audio on the phone is worse, but in time I'll be able to buy myself a little microphone kit for it, and we will go from there. So yeah, so if you could just like, subscribe and comment what you want to call them, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.